Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, joined today by my co-host here on the Ticket Punchers, J.R. Anderson, Curtis Phillips, Philly Picks. J.R., we're taking you down till 6 o'clock. It's Thursday, so we've got all kinds of things we're giving out. As you all know, there's 48 straight days of football starting yesterday, 49 days as of yesterday, 48 going to, as of today with college football, NFL football. We'll have it every single night between the college ranks and NFL ranks for a lot of days going forward. Fellas, that means there's a lot of things we're going to be getting into, a lot of football picks that we're going to be getting into, a lot of lines we're going to be looking at. Before we do get into any of that, fellas, I've got to ask you how your all's evenings went last night, how your all's days are going today, not necessarily in the sake of picks, but just in your all's lives, how are you all doing today? JR,
doing good. With you. Doing good. Really good game tonight on, so excited for some football plays, but good day. How about you guys?
Yeah, everything's going good. Finally getting some fall weather in this, Kentuckiana area, which I've been, waiting for. It's been kind of hot outside, so just like that little balance, not too hot, not too cold, but yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's one of those days here in Louisville as it's 65 degrees, sunny. You're cold if you're in the shade. You feel good when you're in the sun. I really do love those kind of days. You can't really beat those. Just makes everything a little bit nicer, a little bit better in your daily life, having to deal with some nice weather versus being sweaty, being cold. We like those nice weather days here in Louisville, as it feels like we don't get them really consistently, do we, fellas? Having a little bit of a lag here. We'll let that get through. But last night, I'm 0-2 in the first two Ticket Puncher Day shows. I've fallen down to 7-8 in October. I'm below 500. It's a disgrace. And before I get your all's takes and reviews on the picks from last night, it's the worst when you're giving picks out to the social media platforms, and you guys know about this because we're everyday kind of bettors. We obviously bet more than just one or two plays that we're giving out in a night. I feel like I go on these streaks where I'm having great success, and my pros aren't the ones hitting, but all the bets that I'm taking personally are the ones having a little bit of success. And then on the flip side, it's like every time I'm giving bets out that are hitting, that are, I'm giving out to the Discord, I'm giving them out on the radio shows, I'm putting them on socials or whatever, those start to hit, but it's always like I parlayed it with something that didn't hit, or I didn't put a lot of money on, I didn't wager a big money over to get an increment of money, or I straight bet everything and didn't parlay everything, and only get small increment wins, and people showed me parlays of what they all hit. So I got to find my that fine medium, that consistency, and that's what the Ticket Puncher show is for. Looks like we're back. We had a bit of a lag there. Sorry to our people viewing on the stream. Radio's all good, but Philly, we had some trouble in the Dodgers game last night. JR, shout out to you, my man. First play, first dub. Yes, so sir. Philly does move down to 1-1. Or technically 1-2. It's you gave out two individual props on the parlay. JR, you gave out two individual props, and these gave the parlay odds. So fellas, kind of let you guys decide how you want to go about your all's record with those picks. But JR, we get a winner last night. Philly, we'll get into our two L's that we gave out because it was interesting outcome right there last night. Yamamoto not doing what we needed him to do. But JR, Aces get the job done. You said you were on the plus 3.5. You were on the plus 4.5. I don't know if we talked. I think the show was maybe still live when we said, discussed that we were going to be on the money line too. We might have ended the stream already, but we know you're on the money line as well. Yeah. They go up big. I mean, go into it. You watched the game. Go into it.
So they were up 17 going into the fourth. I thought we had closed curtains, but the way that the universe works, they always got to make us sweat a little bit. So, Phoenix rallied back. They showed some real, future champion pedigree, and the game wasn't too crazy, but Aces did get the job done. We took plus 3.5 and plus 4.5, both covered. On the one under that I took, I wasn't too happy about it. I thought Phoenix was going to play a little bit better defense, but I guess when you have a girl named Asia Wilson that's a 3-time defending MVP, you can't take her under. That was a bozo move on my part. So should have definitely taken her over. But yeah, so 2-1 overall record so far, 2 straight of a bangers, and then the Asia Wilson, let us down softly. I think she scored a playoff career high with 32 or 34 something points. So we'll take it if that's how we're going to lose, to an MVP. But overall, really good. Excited for tonight.
Yep. So you said technically 1-1. You give the winner out. Plus 3.5. If you rebet the plus 3.5 once the line drops, you caught it at plus money. So we love that. Shout out to JR giving us a win yesterday. I tailed it. I hit. I also gave the lean out on the under. So of course lost my money back on the under there. Like what I thought was going to happen with that game in the second half did. There's going to be a second half adjustment. There's going to be one of those things go on a run in that second half. I just didn't think that the live line would shoot up 20 points over what it started at. Yeah. So it did have a drop in the second half like I predicted. I thought it was only going to go about 5 or 6 points. Open it at 163. I figured it'd be like 170, 172 by halftime and then get back down to 163 and then eventually fall like under, like finish at 159 or something like that because of the defense in a high stakes game like that. But it's all good. We get the win. We get the plus money prop on the money line there if you took that, if you were feeling us on those picks. So shout out to JR punching a ticket last night. Philly doesn't deserve a womp sound just because it's MLB playoffs are so
tough.
Unpredictable.
Yeah. It's tough.
It can be really tough. And that's why we say we make these wagers half units, small wagers on these kinds of props when we're betting on things that do have a little bit of risk, right? They're even lines for a reason, fellas. We do have a couple texters in right now on our Game Day Men's text line. We're going to get right to you guys. We're going to try to get to all the texts at the same time. So keep sending those in. I'm going to get this picture up ready for the stream here, fellas. But Philly, let's talk about last night and these Dodgers a little bit. Not necessarily a game recap, but I had the first 5 innings run line. That'll kind of explain what happens when you explain the Yamamoto prop. So go into that Dodgers game a little bit.
Yeah. So Yamamoto, he just simply didn't have it last night. And also Phillies were swinging those bats early, like they waiting to get to know 2-strike counts, anything like that. Although he had a few, but they was swinging often and early, and he was producing a lot of ground balls, fly balls, gave up a few runs. So yeah, I was just on the wrong side of that. And also Dodgers, they never really got it going offensively. I don't know why Aaron Nola was pulled after 2 innings when he was doing pretty good. Ranger Suarez comes in, gives up a solo, bomb, and I thought the Dodgers were going to get going, but that wasn't the case. So we're looking to bounce back today, though.
Definitely looking to bounce back. We'll have some plays out. Obviously, we've got all kinds of football games tonight. We've got MLB action again tonight. MLB playoffs and teams trying to avoid getting bumped out of these series that they're in. So we'll look into that a little bit. But fellas, it's Thursday. We've got Thursday night football. That's obviously our going to be, this time of the year, we're all on football. We're all on the primetime games. Primetime games don't give you any confidence as of late. It feels like it's either going to be a shootout or it's going to be the defenses figuring it out and mucking things up for the other team and allowing it to be an ugly game. And I feel like prime time on the weekdays, we're not getting a good in-between. It's either the shootout games or it's ugly. This one, the line's suggesting that it could potentially be a little bit ugly. Yeah. Fellas, JR, we'll start with you. Obviously, you guys knew I was on Theo Johnson yesterday, but what are the odds? What are the things you're looking at? We do have a parlay of the day. We'll kind of wait till the end of the Thursday night football discussion to get that uploaded for the viewers to see. Yeah. But I know you're going to be on a couple of straight bets tonight. Yeah. I'm sure you're on a couple things as well, Philly, so we'll have you follow up after JR. But let us hear it, JR.
Yeah, number 1 overall, Philly Eagles, New York Giants. Like I said on the last show, that I really think that they're going to get back to their identity, And, I'm a big believer in Saquon revenge games. Anytime he gets a shot at him, I believe last year he put up 175 rushing yards and a couple scores. But in this game, for our people trying to, definitely get a W in the column, I really love the -7.5. I do think Philly's going to get the job done in that category. If you feel weary about the hook on the 0.5, I would say water it down to a alternate spread of just 7. But that is a -104 at 7.5 points, and if you alternate it, I believe it drops it to 120, 130. So that's my hammer of the day.
You like the Eagles to bounce back?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely against the Giants.
Not necessarily bounce back, but like the quality of play.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, last week they were a little bit lost. I think they're going to get back to running the ball. They're going to feed off of Saquon, and then that's going to open up the big guys running down the field with A.J. Brown, Devontae, and Goddard underneath. And, I really want to see them get Saquon involved in the passing game a little bit more, kind of going back to what they did last year with the dual threat back and, kind of throwing the defense off balance a little bit. So big night for Saquon, either in receiving or rushing. But overall, I love Philly to get the job done at 7.5. Like I said, if you feel weary, water it down to just one TD and we'll be all right.
Saquon's line sitting at 17.5 yards right now at -112. You can go. I mean, we've watched Saquon. He can get that in 2 catches in the dump off. Turn. And he's gone. One catch. So 17.5 yards. I mean, I think the New York Giants probably have one of the more underrated defensive lines in the NFL too. I'm not saying the entire front seven's crazy. I'm not saying the linebackers are going to muck up the run game every single time, but they've got 2 Pro Bowlers on that defensive line. The one guy, I forget his name, he's one of the best in the league. They can get pressures. They can get into the backfield, and that can force the pass plays to Jalen Hurts has to make a quicker decision. We all know Saquon is the flat in Philadelphia in the pass game. He stays in the flat. He doesn't run long routes. They like keeping him close to Jalen. So that's a way to, always, with that being said, there's always the chance of 3 catches for 15 yards because he's only getting, 3 catches for 12 yards because he's only getting 3 or 4 yards on each catch because it is the dump off. But with his open field ability, he's a walking first down, fellas, pass or run. So I like that line at 17.5. That feels low.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think it went up. I think it was lower than that too.
Yeah, so it was
probably on it.
Yeah,
and even if even looking at his passing and receiving, I mean, for 100 yards flat, he is at -168, and just for 10 more yards, he's at -112. I mean, I think both of those cover easily between passing and rushing, or receiving and rushing. Sorry.
Philly, you looking at anything in Thursday Night Football tonight?
Yeah, I actually have 2 props I'm on. So this first prop.
Official props, or you had a prop or a lean, or is it official play and a lean, or what we got?
Both of these are official plays.
Ooh.
This first one I took last night on DraftKings. It's already bumped up a little bit, and that's Jackson Dart over 35.5 rushing yards. I see it at 37 and 38 at some places. But he's had 50-plus rushing yards in both of his starts this season. We all know he's a dual threat. We often see these rookie, dual threat QBs, read A, read B, not there, taking off.
Take off. Yep.
So, and Eagles about middle of the pack in rush rate. I think they'll, cause some pressure. So I think, Dart will be able to scramble, and they're giving up 6.5 yards per carry to quarterbacks this season. So I think Dart, he'll easily get 40 tonight. And then
Eagles stopping everything against these offenses except the quarterback speed. It seems like each game. I like that. That's you found you one there. Yeah. I like that, fellas. I mean, I'm naturally looking at kind of for the same sake of the reasoning for my Theo Johnson play, which we've got a line move. We've got a line move. We caught Theo Johnson last night at 28.5 yards. We talked about it on the show yesterday. The line was sitting at 28.5. Fellas, line's already moved up to 30.5. There's no Neighbors. There's no Slayton. Yeah. When he drops back to throw the ball, Jackson Dart is going to be doing one of 3 things in this game tonight. He's running it, he's throwing it to Theo Johnson, or he's throwing it to Scatterboo. So that naturally makes me want to look at Theo Scatterboo's receptions. Scatterboo's 3+ receptions for -118. Yeah. That, I mean, I feel like in the 2 times I've watched the Giants, I've seen I've watched a Scatterboo reception. Just flipping through the Sunday ticket. I'm not going to sit and watch an entire Giants game unless it's prime time, other than when they obviously lose into my Saints. But in that game, I mean, I've got to go look now.
He covers. I feel like he covers 2 consistently. 3 is where it gets a little mucky sometimes. But we're only 4 or 5 games in. And
6 receptions last game against my Saints, going 48, 45 yards.
Checkdowns.
And they lose Slayton in that game. So that's kind of where it comes from, right? The checkdowns. He didn't have Slayton. He doesn't have Neighbors. You're going to your tight end. You're going to your running back, because those are the guys that already were the second and third options on their routes. So they're the ones getting open on the short routes. Dart not trying to take crazy plays downfield this early in his career unless he absolutely loves what he's seeing. So he's going to try to play it safe and limit the turnovers. The way you do that's throwing it to the flat. I like Theo Johnson and Cam Scatterboo. I'm going to Cam Scatterboo 3+ receptions as an official play, and then already giving out the Theo Johnson 28.5 receiving yards as an official play yesterday. So I'm excited for those. Those are going to be my 2 as well for tonight.
I got a fun fact.
Anything else? Go ahead. Fun
It's
fact.
been 10 years since the Giants have won their last Thursday night football game.
Wow.
To the day or
10,
just 10 years?
Wow. I went Eagles in my survivor pick. So I'm hoping, I'm gonna need an Eagles win tonight for sure.
Yeah, I think they got it unless Jackson Dart goes absolute bonkers. He's coming off the hamstring tweak, so I'm very interested to see how the legs look once they put some fire behind him a little bit on that pass rush and see how he's moving, see if he retweaks it or if he's good to go for the whole game after he takes a couple bumps.
That's a crazy fun
10
fact.
years, man.
Yeah. Who won that game? Eli Manning?
Probably 2015. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It was a Cowboys versus New York game, I believe.
Yeah, it had to be Eli.
Yeah,
he retired until like 2019 or something.
I think Eli versus Romo.
That's crazy. They haven't beaten anybody on Thursday Night Football since Eli Manning was the quarterback.
Yeah. 10 years. So
I love it. I'm on the -6.5 I'm on JR's. Well, JR said that he's on the 7.5. You water that down. I'm gonna take the 6.5, fellas. I don't like the push. Pushes make me mad. Last thing I need is the game to finish where I thought and not win because of that. It's like you're right and you're not rewarded for it. So I always take the 0.5 down a whole point if it's a touchdown. If it's 7.5 and I think that they're going to win by a touchdown, I'm taking the 6.5. I'll take the minus, that 40-point swing in the odds from an even line to a -120, -130 just from the alternate. I'm big on the alternate spreads when it comes to betting the football games that have that kind of a line. Anything you're leaning? Anything you guys like as a lean tonight? Maybe as like a hey, we're not recommending you go spend a lot of money on this bet, but something you guys are maybe going to toss a little bit of juice on, a little bit of action on tonight that we haven't gotten into in this Thursday Night Football or in the college football slate, because I know I've got to play a little thing I'm looking into that me and Philly are obviously going to get into that we talked about earlier. What else are we looking at, JR?
Mine's all on the parlay. If you want to pull that up, that's I did some pretty extensive research on that. I think that's the closest thing to bulletproof. As far as just hammers, I hammered the 7.5 for the 8 points. I hammered this parlay as well. And like I said, I think it's going to be overall a big night for Saquon. So I believe his over-under was at 86 or so yards. The last time I checked, I really like Saquon's over. Coming off of the last game, I really think his legs are going to be extremely charged for this game. So, I think as we get closer to game time, I will probably put a little bit more juice on Saquon's over on his rushing yards.
I like that. So we've got the parlay of the day pulled up, built by our ticket puncher himself, Mr. J.R. Anderson. Obviously, he does his intense research every Wednesday night, every Thursday morning, and every primetime day of NFL football. The primetime odds, fellas, that those are the best odds you can get. They're better than the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games usually when it comes down to the player prop stuff. And I like this. So let's get into it a little bit. We've got all basic props that are dumbed down from what the actual line is for this player. Devonta Smith, 40-plus yards. I know just from what I've seen, Devonta Smith's yard line, I think, was sitting at 51, right? Yeah. So what JR has done is that he's taken down each of what is kind of expected on the set line from Vegas already and made it a safe play. Devonta, if you like Devonta tonight, you think he's going to get the 51 yards, we're taking the 40-plus. That's kind of what you do when you parlay, you're supposed to do that, right? When you parlay player props, you kind of take them all down a little bit from the set line, give yourself a little bit of a safety net, and you add in multiple things so to give yourself that odds advantage. We're on Wan'Dale Robinson, 30-plus yards on this parlay. Theo Johnson, or receiving yards. Theo Johnson, 25-plus receiving yards. We've got Jackson Dart, 20-plus rushing. A.J. Brown, 5-plus receptions. Saquon Barkley, 2-plus receptions, like we mentioned. We're also lean from all of us has kind of been the Saquon Barkley receiving yards at 17.5, one that we're all kind of fond of. Scatterboo, 2-plus receptions as well. My big an official play for me here on the Ticket Punchers in our day 3 show is the 3-plus receptions for Scatterboo. And we've got Jalen Hurts, 1-plus passing touchdowns. $500 wager on this one, JR. You're feeling this. Obviously, you've built your bankroll up. You've given yourself the ability to make these kinds of wagers. You've gotten to up your unit size throughout your recent betting, which is always nice. That's what we're doing here. So we're trying to do for the listeners as well. So we're not saying, you go bet 500 on this, but he's obviously throwing maybe a couple units on this because he's gotten himself the ability to, and he's done the research. You want to get into this?
Yeah, so Jalen Hurts has covered 2+ passing touchdowns in, I believe, 4 out of the 5. So I'm confident in that. I got a lot of flack on socials about his passing touchdown. Everyone's riding the New York Giants defense for some reason, but champion's blood. We'll see it through on this one. Scatterboo, I think that's a no-brainer. 2 checkdowns easily. I think the pressure is going to be immense on Dart. So no-brainer there. Saquon, I don't have any concerns with him catching 2 at some point in 4 quarters. The only spicy one that I kind of dabbled back and forth with, but he has been in the media crying a lot here lately, so I do think they're going to try to satisfy his needs a little bit, and I do think they're going to do a lot of underneath stuff, a lot of quick slants. That's his specialty, and then definitely hit him with that Jalen Hurts special moon ball down the side. So the 5 receptions I think should be perfectly fine. If you feel a little bit weary about it, I'd say water him down to 4, but I do think it's going to be a Saquon and AJ Brown type of day. If you want to alt AJ out, there's a lot of people who have jumped off the AJ Brown train, then you can easily throw in Devontae Smith for 40+ receiving yards, and the odds are still very, very favorable. I played that as well for $100. And it's still a really good payout. But everything else on here, Dart, I think is a no-brainer as long as we don't have any injury to the hamstring. Theo Johnson, he's been Jackson Dart's favorite target, and I picked him up in fantasy, so I'm very happy about that connection between the two. Wandale, I believe he's going to be primary, somewhere in there, for targets. That can happen in a catch or 2 easily, and then Devontae for the 40, obviously. 10 out of 10, high confidence with this parlay. And this is my first parlay of the season, actually. So
love this. First SGP of the season. We always like that. I love the breakdown there. I love these legs. Philly, we know what you're probably going to be on some college football tonight as well, as am I. Fellas, I'm on this Jacksonville State. This is not going to be an official play. It's a play that I'm taking. It's a play that I'm on. Jacksonville State -6.5. The lines dropped. They were 7.5 point favorites. I'm now seeing it down to 6.5 on some books as well. Sam Houston 0-5 against the spread this season. Philly, you got to see them play against WKU, one of the games this season where they did hit the over in a conference game, which I saw are like 6-42 against the under. Or the unders, they've gone under like 42 times in their last whatever game since 2018.
Yeah.
What are you liking in the college football tonight?
I honestly don't have any strong leans in the college football slate tonight. A lot of ugly games, in my opinion. I didn't get to do too much digging in the college football rim tonight.
No worries. We'll I'm on the Jacksonville State. I also like the under there. There's a few good games tonight, but not anything too crazy. Fellas, we do have some messages in here on the Game Day Men's Health text line right now at 502-414-1450 from the Lazard guy. Our Lazard guy texter. He says, let's go punchers. 2 parlays tonight, 1 serious play and 1 why not play. We saw Rattler hit Shaheed on a long one last week. Think Devonta gets one tonight. Small play on A.J. Dillon going back to RB3. Will Shipley getting the last TD at plus 3,500 in a blowout scenario. So on a $25 bet, he's got Jahan Dotson over 8.5 receiving yards. He's on the Devonta Smith over 19.5 on the longest reception. Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. And the Devonta Smith over 8.5 first quarter receiving yards. JR, I bet you do like that one there. That's his safe parlay. 25 winning 235 on that one. And then he's got Jahan Dotson under 1.5 receptions. Jahan Dotson to score a TD. Jahan Dotson 40+ receptions. He needs Jahan Dotson to get 40+ reception yards, but he also needs him to only get 1 reception. He's got a $5 wager on this to get 605 on his return. This is crazy odds on this. He's basically betting Deshaun Dotson to get a 1 yard 40 a 1 reception 40 yard
40 yard.
Yeah, a 40-yard TD reception is what he's betting in 3 different props. I'm not mad at that at all for the why not parlay.
It's a spicy one.
We got one text here in the comment as we are wrapping up to the outro of the show. We're going to keep the stream going. We're going to have to get off the radio. We're going to keep the stream going about 10, 15 minutes here as we are exiting out of the show on the radio. Unfortunately, we only have about 10 seconds. So this is going to wrap us up on Big X. Catch us on Real Spill YouTube, Real Spill on, or I'm sorry, Romy Bean on X if you want to catch the stream. Continuing, we're also going to be on YouTube if you want to continue watching us here. This is going to wrap us up on radio. Shout out to the radio listeners. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the last segment of the week. But, fellas, we are going to keep going here. We are going to keep chatting.
Yeah, let's punch the tickets.
Unfortunately,
those tickets.
Much like we've seen all season long with Kentucky, it just felt like in all systems failed. And I don't know how much longer.
Yeah, have you those uncored a lot on Twitter last year, but I haven't really got to play them. You know what I'm talking about with the Dotson, basically, yeah, JR.
Yeah, the one catch. Yeah. I
like people bet the under and then go on yards. Like I could see Devontae doing that tonight. Like you could bet his under 4.5 reception, get him for like 80, get some great value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I played a few last year when Tampa Bay had McMillan. He was my money maker last year, dude. He was like what? How do you pronounce his name? Mbuka.
Oh yeah, Egbuka.
McMillan was that for Baker Mayfield last year. Yeah. So like, I won so much money with just betting him for one catch, two catch, plays like, for him to get under a certain reception, but every play that they dialed up for him was a bomb. So it was easy pickings, but
he was nice last year. Do you know when he comes back?
I drafted him or I picked him up on waivers. He started practicing.
Okay.
Check.
That's a good sign.
He started practicing, but even then still so they got Godwin who's looking a little rough, Evans outside of Egbuka, like he should come in, playing pretty well.
If they get all four of them at the same time, that is gonna be scary.
Lordy. and Bucky Irving coming at you. Lordy. Yeah. McMillan.
Once they get back healthy, that's dangerous. They're probably like the second most depleted team right now.
Oh wow, they pushed him back. He was actually practicing, and then they just pushed him back to week 9 bye. Is what he's targeting right now because he had a neck injury.
So about a little over a month, probably.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I mean, I can't believe we're in weeks already.
Yeah, man, it flies, dude.
It is insane.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell this ticket though.
Oh yeah. I'll post the link for you. I spent Monday till today.
Yeah.
Building it. I went back on all 22 on NFL. I watched damn near every game for both of them, and this is what I came up with. Like I said, the only thing on here that I was a little shaky on is just AJ Brown, but he's been crying enough. I think it's time to force feed him. That way.
Mm-hmm.
You see people starting to get traded and moved around. The last thing we want is another TO situation in Philly. Feed him, see what he does with it. If he don't produce, then just try to win the game overall. Right. But I do think they're going to try to force feed Saquon, though. I think Saquon's going to be the bell cow tonight. So
yeah, I agree.
But
Philly, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I'm also really excited to see what Dart does with this type of defense. This is the first big one that's going to give us a test to see if he's cool, calm, and collected, or to see if he get if he takes a little sack and see if he gets up rattled and doesn't play the rest out. But the hamstring and just him processing their defense is going to be very interesting to see. This is going to tell us what we got here.
Yeah, sure.
Philly, I wanted to ask you, obviously, as we continue on here, we're only on YouTube via Real Spiel and Big X now, and we're also on the X
as well, my personal ones. Shout out to the listeners joining in here. I'll go give a look. It's probably a good amount of number of viewers in right now. So shout out to you guys. Comment down below what you guys are on tonight. We are going to carry over one text from the Game Day Mintel text line. That is our text line on Big X. We didn't get to it. It was a Ticket Punchers text for us. It says, Ticket Punchers, punch those tickets. And in parentheses says, besides Roman. Yeah, I haven't punched one here. But it says, I'm thinking.
Who was that?
This is from Dave, our teacher from Jeffersonville. He's
Nice.
a Jeffersonville High School English teacher. So, JR, not too far from your
Shout out Dave.
Shout out to Dave. Tuning in as always. This was Dave is actually who I sent you guys that text earlier. Is that he was saying he really appreciated the show and likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Is ready to tune in today as well. But he says, Dave, I'm thinking ECU Tulane under tonight and Jacksonville State covers. Parlay that with Eagles -6.5 for some cash. What do you think about Tulane tonight, Philly? Have you watched Tulane at all this season?
I have. Tulane actually does look good, but Cousins, call my best friend, he's on ECU's spread pretty heavy tonight. So plus I don't know if he jumped in with Tulane, but he does like ECU to cover. But I have watched Tulane. I watched that part of that Duke game, and they do like to solid see ECU play. So I don't have a strong take, on this game, but
yeah,
just from one of my close
read the
peers.
play one more time, Roman. Jacksonville State -7.5.
Yeah, so he says he's on the ECU Tulane under and Jacksonville State -6.5. Well, he's on Jacksonville State to cover. That line's moved down from 7.5 to 6.5, depending on which book you're looking at the moment. And he says parlay that with Eagles -6.5 for some good cash. So he's alternating down. He's
I'm trying to build it. Eagles 6.5. Yeah. FanDuel has them at -7.5, so you have to go alt. But yeah, just with the two right there is plus 288.
That's probably around plus 400, plus 500, I'd say.
If you add in either Eagles money line plus 385, if you take the -7.5,
that'll bump that
600. Yeah, plus 661.
I straight bet the Theo Johnson yards last night because I caught it at 28.5. But because it was 28.5 and I knew it was going up, fellas, I was like, what else do I like tomorrow that I wouldn't mind throwing this on a two-leg with? I'm on the Brewers with Freddie Peralta on the mound. I know, JR, you're not the biggest
y'all got it.
Guy, but it's got Freddie on the mound in Chicago. I mean, there's no way the Brewers are going to let this series go, are they, Philly? I think with Freddie, that's kind of their sign, like, hey, we're trying to end this series tonight. We want our ace who can go long and prevent those runs from coming in. Chicago's bats finally doing something yesterday, but not a lot.
Yeah, that was actually a strong lean of mine was the Brewers money line. I might unleash on it actually, but yeah, Freddie Peralta, he's been their ace. He's been great all season. Concerns me a little bit. Cubs, their offense it tends to be better at home, but I think they have the sizable pitching advantage, over Matthew Boyd, although he has a good home record. He's like 12. He's not the best. He gives up at least he's gonna at least give up 2 to 3, tonight. And I like the way the Brewers fought last night too. Yeah, although they lost, by a run. But yeah,
gave themselves a chance. Yeah, they gave themselves a chance there at the end.
Yeah.
And there's I think the heavy winds were in Chicago earlier in the day. I think they cooled down a little bit, but they're by the end of the day. This is a night game, so there's really no telling what they'll look like. I'm on the Brewers. That's not an official play, but I'm on the Brewers. I've already bet the Theo Johnson yards. So Brewers is a lean of mine. We'll call it an official lean for tonight in the MLB. Phillies, Phillies Dodgers. Philly. What are you thinking there? Did you have any leans in that game?
I didn't. I'm gonna sit back and watch after what I saw last night.
Just enjoy some baseball.
Just enjoy some baseball. But I will say, if the Phillies win this game and go back to Philadelphia,
they're gonna win the series.
I think they're gonna win the series. That's like a 12th man right there. That's like the loudest crowd in all of MLB. So Dodgers, they can't afford to lose this one. They have Glass now pitching tonight. But he pitched last Saturday. He only went, 1 2/3 of an inning. So it's probably going to be a bullpen game for the Dodgers, which actually isn't good because their bullpen is pretty
And
bad.
they're going up against Christopher Sanchez, the ace for the Phillies. 8 Ks on Sunday against the Dodgers. 8 strikeouts against the Dodgers just on Sunday, 5 days ago, fellas. So, I mean, his line's sitting at 5.5 on the strikeouts right now. If you wanted some juice there for an even line, it's so funny. Like that next strikeout from whatever their line is.
It'll be so
jump.
Juiced.
It's
It'll be 5.5.
Five strikeouts is minus 280, or you can go 6 strikeouts for minus 114, or you can go plus 180 on the 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, they're
it's
so
just a
wonky,
massive
man.
discrepancy right there. I'm going to stay away from his strikeouts, but what I will look at, he went 1.2 innings in his. Pull up the Tyler Glass now, his last outing, if you can, one of you guys, real fast. I don't have it in front of me right here. But his outs recorded is sitting at 14.5 at plus money, Philly.
Oh, wow. That's
14.5 outs recorded at plus 134 on the under. Minus 182 on the over. Like, it's like FanDuel knows that they're not going to pull him early, or like they're not going to give him a short leash. Why would they not give him a short leash when they can end the series? And you kept Clayton Kershaw on the mound last night way longer than he needed to be because you were punting on that game. You said, screw it, we're not winning this. We're going to save our bullpen arms for tomorrow. Thinking, okay, Tyler Glass now, can you give us a few innings? Can you give us 2 or 3 innings of good work, and we can bring in Roki Sasaki, my boy. One of the few baseball players I feel like I was knowing about and I was on before he got to the MLB, I guess you should say. He's pretty hyped up in baseball, but just like within sports fandom, I kind of found him a little bit early, like a year before the mass media got on him. I knew about him just because of some really weird video. There's some 19-year-old in Japan is going to shock the world, and I started watching it. Had 5,000 views on it or something like that. And now, of course, he plays for the Dodgers 2 years later. But if Tyler Glass now gets pulled early like he did in his last outing, I mean, did he relieve? Wasn't he a reliever in their last outing?
He may have. So he went 1 and 2/3 innings. So was that 5 outs? So he went 5 outs. He allowed 2 hits and 2 walks in those. So not the best. You know what I'm saying? It's always hard. MLB postseason predicting. Especially in elimination games, how long a starter's gonna go. I thought yesterday, like Aaron
I thought they were
Nola,
gonna pull Kershaw like that. Oh yeah, Nola. We didn't think he was gonna go full 2 innings.
Yeah. His outlines were that like 9.5, but he was actually pitching pretty good. So I thought they was gonna keep him in, a little bit longer. His strikeouts was at 3.5. But that wasn't the case. They took him out after those 2 innings. So
educate me on, in the playoffs, what is a total pitch count for like a starting pitcher, like on average?
So as far as a game goes, or
like what do we see like for normal starting pitchers, like their total pitches? I get it's all about performance and they can go longer, but can't see it wrong.
The Tyler Glass now under 14.5 is suspended, and it keeps going open and suspended, open and suspended, open and suspended, open.
Well, the game just started.
Oh, I thought it wasn't for an hour. I thought it was 7:08.
Yeah. So they just started. That's what it is.
We missed that.
But to get to your JR, it's so hard to predict because all these managers, they're very different on how they go about their regular season. You got an A starter or 1, 2, or 3. Really, they're pitching good. They'll probably pitch anywhere from 80 to 100 pitches, but we see a lot of shorter leashes. Like I guess even if you're doing okay, but I think Yamamoto went. I think he only had 60 or 70 some pitches yesterday. About
71 pitches, I think.
About 4 or 5 innings, but he was, he was giving up a lot of hard contact.
But Cam Schlitter last week, he hit his career high in pitches in a playoff.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one.
Ranger Suarez, I think that was one of the most pitches he's thrown because he's a reliever, so he's not really.
He was starter turned reliever in the postseason, so they got a lot from him last night.
Like getting 5 innings from a reliever off. That's the thing. So I just learned this today. I didn't learn that. I suspected something was different, and I didn't know what the official mindset behind it was. But typically in the regular season, you got 5 aces. You got 5 or 6 guys you typically every night. You want one of those guys out in a row. So by the time it's been 5 games in a row, now that the guy on night 1 should be ready by day 5 or day 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to use him before you needed him. Apparently in the playoffs, it's a common thing to shorten the rotations down to 3 guys, and your worst starter becomes a reliever now.
Yeah.
It feels like every single team has at least one guy. I'm like, wait, that's a starter. I've bet him on starting pitcher props. He's now coming in a reliever. They'll say it before the game. This guy on the roster or is on the depth chart today as a reliever, meaning that's their plan. So it's really just from what I've seen in the last 2 years of watching playoff baseball, it's hit or miss. One guy he'll pitch it 60 times, 70 times, and he'll have a good 60, 70 outing, and it's the third or it's the 4th or 5th inning, which the 4th inning wouldn't be good. His 5th inning, he gets out 1 run, and he pull him immediately. It just depends on how confident they are in their ability to keep their cool, which is one of those weird things about sports. Like, there's not a lot of that you got to worry about in other sports. Baseballs, the pitcher staying cool, calm, and collected is a aspect of betting and picking games and knowing who's going to win. It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Y'all want to do something for YouTube and X? Build a play together?
Let's do it. I'm building one right now. I just opened up FanDuel, and I've got a $5 bonus bet sitting on here.
Do y'all have y'all's no sweat available for Thursday night?
Let's pull it up.
Y'all used it. There should be a no sweat in there. If not, I'll use mine on it. I didn't even see it when I placed my big boy, but I had something else cooking. So let me reel off some of this, and we can decide as a unit. Philly to cover a -1.5 spread.
Love it. I'm all on. What? Phillies or Eagles?
Philadelphia Eagles to cover -1.5. Okay. Or do y'all want to do Philly to cover the touchdown?
I like Philly to cover the 6.5.
Yeah.
Avoid the push.
So there was a alternate parlay that I built, which was Philly -1.5 and under 46.5. And that parlayed together was -120.
Under.
Yeah. The alternate under that I had looked at was 40.5 instead of 46.5. If you do that, then it's +120. Which I don't see New York scoring like crazy. Excuse me. Let me go back to that alt. But that was my alternate safe play that my gut told me put my big unit sizing on that one and then just do the no sweat for the 1400. But the more and more I researched the plus 1400 ticket punchers play, I was like, no, this is a lock. I really like this. But alternate team total. So here, -1.5 and 40.5 is under 106. So yeah, it's +144 for Philly to cover a 2-point spread and under 40.5, or we can bump it up to 46.5 and it's -120, and we can add on it, or we can play that separate.
What's the 2.5 spread?
Individually,
instead of a 1.5.
2.5.
And the 46.5 under
2.5
is -330. So you said
we should be able to get +20.
Yeah. We might be able to get +money on that.
On under 40.5 and -2.5
on like 46.
46.5. Let me see.
And the Eagles -2.5. Yeah.
-113. It's close though. It's close. Yeah. I mean,
close.
So let's build on this. Now let's go through players and let's build here. Let's see. I got some hit rate sheets and things that we can use, or if y'all just want to call out a player and then we can.
Theo 20+.
Receiving easily.
Yeah.
What did he have the last couple games?
Or 15 if y'all want to be extra safe.
Yeah.
I think he had like 6 receptions last game or something, right?
Yo.
Yeah, he went crazy last game, from what I remember.
Yep. Let's see. Theo Johnson.
Corners on 2 outs.
So Theo Johnson, 20 or 25?
20.
20, keep it safe.
Safe,
Theo
yeah.
Johnson, 20. Theo Johnson, 15. That's minus 295. Total odds is plus 163. Next player.
Let's go Saquon, 50 yards rushing.
50. Saquon. Sasquatch. That's what I called him last year. Rushing props.
I need him to go crazy tonight to start my
Yeah,
fantasy.
his line is at 86.5. I do think he's gonna have one of them nights for sure.
Oh yeah.
What about Scatterboo rushing? I think that if he gets in trouble, they're gonna have to start running the ball.
Scata is at his over under is 48.5 minus 112.
Do we like him at
Against Philly? I don't know. That's why I really want to see what they look like against Philly.
So Tyreek's also back today.
Oh, yikes. His rushing is over 21.5.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Unless he's going to be on limited minutes.
He may be limited, coming off an injury.
Do we take him for 15 yards at minus 250?
I think 15.
Basically, stay away from me. For me.
Yeah.
It's just an unknown, first game back.
Look it up. Is he on restrict? He has to be, unless Scatterboo is taking the job for now. But I mean, I feel like he shouldn't be playing. Damn sure shouldn't be playing against Philly if you're still a little wobbly. I forget his injury was lower extremity, right?
I believe so. Yeah, maybe a leg.
Yeah, his knee or ankle. It was something. Because I remember when he went down, because he was cutting up before he went down.
Yeah, because Scatterboo wasn't RB1.
No, Scatterboo was a gadget guy and elite blocker. And then,
people didn't even know about Scatterboo. I was freak on his. I don't know why I didn't on offensive rookie of the year. Nobody knew about him. He was obviously RB, I think 3 or because at the time he was behind Singletary and
3.
Oh
yeah, he was 3.
But now he's inserted his stuff.
Rookie of the year is going to be a battle between him and Egbuka.
Yeah.
I think Egg is going to work
he
him
got
out
that right now
easily.
For sure.
Amika Egbuka. I got it.
Easily. Egg. What's his name say on Fox?
Egbuka.
He said, "How'd you say it?" Yeah, dude, I was cracking up.
That's like that one commentator trying to pronounce Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Charles Barkley, man, I'm a miss TNT.
Yeah, I can't believe they're gone, man.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gone.
They're just on ESPN, but we don't know what it's going to look like. I don't feel like it's going to be the same. Man.
No, they're not going to let him cut up like that.
Nah, they're going to have Shaq on the tightrope.
Yeah.
But I am excited because is it CBS or ABC? They're bringing back the whole crew. Michael Jordan's doing some commentary this year.
Yeah,
like that. That's gonna be Michael Jordan's becoming a pregame analyst. I don't know if he's gonna do like any live stuff, but I'm excited to hear his take on like the new NBA in general, just to see like. Because him, he don't hold back, man. If he thinks you're, a sissy, to keep it politely, he gonna tell you. And,
for sure.
But I'm really excited to hear his commentating on today's game. It'll be exciting.
Here's where I'm at, fellas. I've got Saquon Barkley 15+ receiving, Cam Scatterboo 2+ receptions, and then our under 46 with our minus 2.5.
Hold on. I got minus 2.5 Philly, under 46.5. Theo Johnson 20, and what else? Would you have?
Theo Johnson 20. That's the one I needed to add on here.
Theo Johnson 20. Okay. What else you got?
I've got Saquon 15+ receiving.
Saquon. Where is this man's receiving yards? Receiving prop Saquon. Oh, receiving. You said 15?
Yeah.
All right, minus 154. We're at plus 357. What else you got?
I had Cam Scatterboo 3+ receptions, but I think we need to dumb that down to 2.
I think 2 is bulletproof, and I feel like this SOB is going to get 4. Just because the pressure is going to be immense.
Just because we said something.
Yep. So his receiving yards, what do you like him for? 10 plus.
Scatterboos?
Yeah. His 10 is minus 260. His 5 is minus 590. His 15 is minus 138. I definitely think he gets 10 receiving.
Yeah, I like the 10 at minus 260.
Was Saquon's 15 plus? And we've got Theo for 20.
Mm-hmm. Theo, we got 20. So right now everything together is plus 541.
I'm throwing my $5 bonus bet on there.
That's all. I thought you had something else.
That's all I got.
What's that?
Yeah, but I mean it's a no sweat, so I kind of want to get spicy with it. I want to add in, the key guys.
It's a no sweat on the SGP, so
you
can add really as many legs as you want.
Let's add.
I like asking for too much in one game.
Right.
You know me. If we're gonna swing, let's swing. I like this. I think this game is gonna be up pace, but I think New York's gonna have to settle for a lot of field goals. But I do think there's gonna be a lot of yardage in between the meat and bones.
Fellas, we got 2 comments here in the stream here. We got about 8 minutes before we're going to wrap up on the show. We're going to keep it at an hour, so we have, not too long of a rewatch for our people who aren't catching us live. We do get better retention when you keep it at an hour. It says, from Jonathan Beamer, Saquon over his rush line at 86.5. I guess Jonathan's saying he likes that one.
Yeah,
Jonathan Beamer also
my boy.
asking, I was going to say, Curtis, he's saying, what's the Philly picks straight bet of the day?
Nice.
So I didn't drop this, but I love Jalen Hurts. Touch 25. You're giving me, his. I'm gonna take it every time, and he hasn't scored in his last 2 games, but this is why I love it more. He hasn't went more than 2 games scoring a rushdown since 2023. So it's been over 2 years since he's won more than 2 games on rushing TD. I think he gets in that zone today. When he with line. I mean, if it's 4 touch they're get in. Jalen Hurts touchdown.
This is crazy.
Hey, but
I know it's just crazy to think about. I love it though.
I want to apologize to you guys here. Unfortunately, I did mess up the radio podcast, so we aren't going to get the radio podcast numbers for today's show, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Are you good, brother?
Computer starts acting up and making things go slow, and I'm uploading the other shows while we're talking live, unfortunately. We do get yesterday's numbers, though. We get to see what those look like. Yesterday's show just on the Apple Pods and Spotify Pods replay numbers from the SoundCloud, which is just the Big X account. We've got 354 listeners on yesterday's show, 407 podcast listeners on the show from the day before. So that's, great numbers already for us, fellas. And as we can go check here now. Currently, we've got live with us right now, 83 live viewers on X. So shout out to you guys coming and punching tickets with us. We just made this parlay. JR wants to add to it. I'll throw. We got a no sweat. So I've already. Go ahead, JR.
How much time we got? Let's see.
We got exactly 5 minutes before we need to get out of here.
All right, let's. All right, so this is what we got so far. We got Philly minus 2.5. We got under 46.5. We got Theo 20, Saquon 15 receiving, Cam Scatta at 10, and how do we feel about Jalen Hurts rushing?
I'm off of it. I'm standing up.
Yeah, he's actually been rushing a little bit less. I don't know about his yardage.
Yeah.
The yardage has still been good, but it's the less attempts. He's throwing it more, fellas.
Right,
You saw what the Giants coach said. He's trying to troll. He's trying to troll Jalen Hurts and the staff. They're saying, A.J. Brown's been getting open often.
Yeah.
Just trying to feed in.
Dave was just he said that.
How do we feel about Jackson Dart's rushing? You took him for 20 or 25.
I think you put 20 on your big
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah. What did you have, Dart, for rushing, Rome?
Call me crazy. I don't like his rushing. I like him to get in the end zone.
All right. For Tug.
That ain't crazy.
I like that. How do we feel about
If they get down to the red zone, they're game planning for Scatterboo. So I think
Yeah, for sure.
rolls out and gives his body up on one.
How do we feel about AJ Brown and Devontae, yardage wise?
I love
or
the
receptions?
40+. I
love Devontae.
Yeah.
For what? Give it to me. For what? 40?
I like his line. I like his line.
Yeah, I took 50.5 or the 50+.
Woo, it doesn't move 64.5 for AJ.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what
50
was it?
for Devontae.
Okay, yeah, Devontae. Yeah.
His alt that I took was, I put AJ at 40 and then Devontae.
You can do Devontae 30 to be safe.
Yeah, all right, 30. And then what about Devontae?
Oh, did you do AJ for 30?
Maybe I misheard you. You want to do
Devontae
for 30?
Let's keep AJ off,
30.
man.
Yep.
You don't trust him?
I'm worried about the prime
The
time.
cry baby.
I'm worried about the prime time commotion, man.
But I feel like they're gonna force it. Like I feel like even his over under receptions is 5. That's why I took it, because I feel like they're going to kind of Puka Nacua force feed him on little screen routes, little zigs, and then Devontae over the top. How do we feel about Goddard?
I mean, Goddard, he's been feeding Goddard. I mean, Goddard's anytime. What's his 15? What's the odds on 15?
620.
What? That
actually ain't terrible though. I thought it would be
it's not. I mean, it puts us at 962. We can take 15.
We need to.
I like 15.
What's Johan Dotson's looking at?
Dottie.
His is around 10, I believe. In between 10 and 15, I want to say. His regular line.
Oh, here he is. John. His line is.
Is it 12.5?
They got him at the bottom in 10.
In that, he's one of those two
catches
one or two catches a game, and they're gonna be over the top
speed routes. Yeah, man, that's risky.
But I don't know.
I never like taking a guy last on the.
That's probably something I play straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, easy money for sure. Yeah.
Parlay.
Yeah. So Goddard for 15. Theo Johnson, we got at 20. How do we like it? Plus 940.
I love it.
I love it too.
Alrighty. We'll lock her in.
For the $5 no sweat, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Let's lock her in.
Punch those tickets.
Let's punch some tickets, y'all.
And reminder to the listeners here: this is a no sweat. We're placing up this many legs simply because it's just it's a free home run. It's a free chance at a home run. So
if
it doesn't hit, you get your money back. You also don't play a lot of money on a parlay like this because it's it's a primetime game. So just a little bit for the fun of the no sweat, for the sake of the Thursday night football, gets you fully locked in on lots of different players.
Yeah. I'll probably do it on DraftKings.
Well, if you do it on DraftKings, we can have access to it here. But we wanna. I wish there's a way to drop. I'm gonna drop the Discord in the link below for anybody that's interested in just getting the picks after hours. If I can do this, I think it should let me.
Let me see what promotions. I haven't even claimed all my promotions today, so.
A couple minutes before we get out of here, fellas. Any other quick leans? Any other quick little plus money props we want to give out before we're back? We're hopping off of here.
Yeah.
It's all for me for tonight.
Yeah, I would say I definitely like that alternate parlay with the under 46.5 and Philly to cover a -1.5. That's probably my next play that I will play as soon as we get off the air here, and then the no sweat as well.
So playing the -1.5 and the under there to give it, two really big minus props to get you up to nearly an even line. That's the way to do it. That's what we like doing here when we do parlay. Get as close to that even line as possible on some safe props. But fellas, I think we've done some good ticket punching today. I think this has been a great show. We're going to try to extend the show as long as we can after the live radio hours. Typically going to try to make it last 30 minutes if we can, just to give us the full hour here on the show. But this has been JR. This has been Curtis. This has been Roman, your ticket punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. Also on YouTube, Real Spill Podcast, Big X Sports Radio, and on X. We appreciate you guys so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Send it to your family group chats. Send the pics in to your friends. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Let's punch